Hey guys, Caleb Salvadori here. I've got version 3 of the film preset collection out now, and I've had a few questions involving the film preset masking and how that works. So with real film, it never shows the exact same grain structure across the entire image, and I've always despised Lightroom because Lightroom has this incredible masking tool, but it doesn't let you do individual masks for grain. Well, that's changed recently in the latest update of Lightroom. They've added the ability to do this. So I've been hard at work the past few months, adding it to all of these film stocks as presets that I have. And I'm very happy with how it's come out. Each of these has independent masks for each one of them that mimics the film stock of each real film stock as best as possible. So when we apply a film preset, it's gonna take 1 to 2 seconds to load if you have a very powerful machine. If you have an older machine, I've had some people say it crashes their Lightroom if their computer is like 5 to 10 years old. If that's the case, I have heard a workaround, and I've tried it on an older machine. If you go into Photoshop with these presets and profiles, and you apply each of them into Camera Raw, which is basically Lightroom and Photoshop, seems to have no issue. It seems like Lightroom, for some reason, is just much more of a CPU hog and has some issues. But anyways, I just applied Velvia 50 on this image, and you can see we have shadows selected automatically, midtones, as well as highlights. Incredible, right? This is so cool. And if you click on each one of these masks, you'll be able to see an effect applied, a few effects applied, as well as the grain. And each one of these masks, all 3 of them, are going to have slightly different levels of varying degrees of how much grain and effect is applied for each of them. So very cool. And I just wanted to show that because I get questions from people that are saying, you know, how's that work? I'm curious about it, but it is a new feature, and so I totally understand. A lot of these other film presets on the market, I'm not aware of any that do this, and so I'm happy to have this out. It's been hard. You know, I'm trying to match each film stock to such a degree that when I film and develop and scan my own film, I run a film lab. And so I'm actually going into Negative Lab Pro in Lightroom and looking at the grain structure for each of these film stocks. The only one that I don't shoot in my film preset collection is Aerochrome. Aerochrome is a long discontinued film stock, but it has such a unique look that I wanted to try to mimic it just for the fun of it. And I'm very happy with it. A lot of people seem to enjoy it. And I'll show you an example here. And then we can go before and after. I love that. I mean, that just looks so cool. A lot of grain on the Aerochrome preset. You can see from the midtones to the highlights are going to show more grain because that's accurate to how real film works. A lot of people think that the shadows on real film shows more grain, but that's actually noise. That's a whole nother thing. Okay, we go over here, we can apply it to this image. Again, takes 1 to 2 seconds to load. It's also screen recording, so I'm recording my screen. My machine's going to be loading a little slower, but you can see the difference is dramatic. I love this so much. Very fun. We can go over to something else down here. I took this photo recently, walking across a tree with a very far fall to a waterfall, and I would have died if I fell. It was in the rain. Not a great idea. I do not recommend doing this. I won't even tell you guys where it's at because you shouldn't do it. It's in Toketee Falls, Oregon. Very fun place to go swimming with some naked hippies up at the Umpqua Hot Springs. Anyways, we're talking about version 3, film preset collection, and it's so much fun to play around with these presets now. Also, I just want to show real quick, the other infrared preset that I just came out with is Raleigh, or Raleigh. I like to call it Raleigh infrared. This is a film stock that's available, and it's not very expensive. If you use an R72 filter, it's gonna basically bring out some of the fun that people love from shooting infrared. A lot of the green, bright foliage. If you're shooting in the middle of the day, you have a lot of sun on a bright green tree, it's gonna come across after you expose or develop the film. It's gonna look a lot more of like a bright white, and there's reasons for it. You can research it online for why infrared does what it does, but I shot 3 rolls of the Raleigh infrared recently, and I had so much fun with it. I thought it was such a cool film stock that I wanted to mimic a film preset as best as I could. And so this is incredible. Basically, I mean, look at what this does. If we show a side by side, on the raw image, the sky is so blown out you can't even see the clouds. I love how this tree is separating the before and after. That's kind of cool. Did you guys see this? But look at how it saves the sky. You can actually make out the clouds over here. That's unreal. So, and then the trees become a bright white in the background because they were being hit by the sun. It's just such a fun preset to mess around with. And then the sky becomes darker. Blue water will become very dark because infrared doesn't reflect those colors. I mean, just look at this. I love it so much. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with for this preset. Please send me your images. I love seeing everyone's work. And this is just going to be my new favorite film preset to mess around with. It already has become my new favorite over the past week, but I love black and white. A lot of people don't love black and white images as much. I'm a huge black and white fan. I mean, as you can see, got a lot of black and white in the art gallery at the moment. I've got more images across the gallery that are black and white, so I just love shooting black and white. But with this, it has such a, it has a look that I see a lot of photographers try to mimic. They go in a Lightroom and they make a black and white image, try to look like this, and I don't even know if they realize they're mimicking an infrared black and white image. But you know, a lot of people will go into Lightroom and darken with brushes the sky and stuff like that. But anyways, I just wanted to show the masking and how it auto detects the image because I had quite a few questions. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. I don't know any other film presets on the market that are doing this. And thanks for the support. Also, oh, I should mention the toolbox. So if you guys are shooting photos, right, and you know, you see an image where the sky's blown out, this is very common on digital images. You take a photo on film, it usually protects the highlights a lot more, but with digital, if we're trying to expose correctly, you would want to bracket your image on a tripod and everything, but that takes too much time sometimes, right? A lot of us are shooting X100 cameras, a lot of us are shooting just point and shoot cameras, and we just want to take a photo. Here's a common issue. You're going to be taking a photo of a landscape, the sky's blown out. I've come up with these tools in the toolbox: Save Sky Light, Medium, and Strong, and basically this just brings down the highlights, saves the image the sky of the image a little bit, because it's going to auto detect the sky, and basically applies a mask. And so if we apply that, that looks great. And then we can go down here to the Raleigh infrared and look at that. I mean, that's just awesome. Here's one more example I'll show you guys. We could save the sky if we wanted to, but also the Raleigh infrared already is going to save that sky quite a bit. So you don't even need to do it on that specific preset, but it's there if you need it. So really fun stuff. I'm just super stoked about this and excited to see what everybody comes up with. So thanks for watching, and please email me if you have any questions. Have a good one, guys.